Hey everyone, so today's video is pretty late. Basically I tried to do the 100 head challenge, and then after 2 heads I realized that I am not built for this, so I gave up on it. Anyways, very interesting experience. I learned a lot, and I now know that I really hate doing realistic portraits. So yeah, today's video I'm gonna be doing stuff in my sketchbook. Okay, so the intro for this video was so long, so outdated, so annoying that I decided to mute all the clips and just voice over. Basically, today's video, we're going to be using this acrylic marker set by ARRTX, and we're going to be doing some Legend of Zelda fan art with it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I had to say, but it was so confusing at the time. This video was actually filmed in April, and I had no idea what kind of art I was going to be doing in it. Anyways, ARRTX very kindly sent me this set of 60 colors for their acrylic markers. Now, I've used their markers in the past, but it was a much smaller set. But yeah, honestly, I really like their markers. They're very affordable and the quality is so good for the price. So I recommend them if you want like a big collection of acrylic markers without having to spend like $3 to $5 for one. So thank you so much to ARRTX for collaborating with me on this video. If you'd like to see the set that I'm using in this video, and also all their other sets and discounts and stuff like that, all the links and information will be in the description of this video. Anyways, over here, I'm opening up the marker set. The packaging is super cute. That's something that ARRTX always delivers on. And in the set, it comes with these stickers that you're supposed to put on the markers. Now, unfortunately, I lost all these stickers. I was about to spend like 30-40 minutes putting all the stickers on the markers, but I lost it by the time I got to it. It was really sad. Anyways, the markers have no labels on them, so you can't really distinguish the color other than the caps, which is, the caps and the bottom part of the marker. It's kind of annoying, but it's okay. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I just wish they'd print it on along with the label and brand name and stuff like that, because the thought of putting all those stickers on is dreadful. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the markers for this stage of the video. I think it's time to move on to the actual sketchbook spread. Okay, so this is the spread that I'm working with. On the previous page, I used some markers, so yeah, it bled through and I had to cover it up. But I used this like rustic old looking paper to cover it up, so it looks pretty cool. Honestly, I like the effect. Now, I did forget to mention in the intro of this video, ARRTX sent this really cool sketchbook along with the markers, and I used the paper from the sketchbook, which has like a perforated edge to it, to draw some of the stuff for today's video. Now, the paper quality is really good, but I also just love the cover of the sketchbook. It's this sparkly green, and it's amazing. Anyways, here's the start of the sketch process for today's video. I started off with a drawing of Link himself, and I used an orange Col-Erase pencil to do it. Now, all the art in this video was done during the dark ages of my art block, which basically consisted of the entire month of April. Honestly, so much has been going on for the past 2 months, especially April and kind of May. May has just been insane, but in like a completely different way. This video is probably coming out in June, at least that's what I'm estimating. But honestly, art-wise, May has been pretty solid. Like, I feel like I'm getting back into sketching, I'm doing art on my free time, I'm thinking about it positively. So I'm really happy about that, because April was a mess, in like art-wise at least. Despite it being a mess though, I am pretty happy with the art in this video. I like how the fan art turned out, and I think it's really cute. It was definitely completely out of my comfort zone. Like, acrylic markers is definitely not my main medium at all. Nowhere close to my main medium or comfort zone. But I'll get more into that once the like painting / coloring process begins. Anyways, over here I'm just sketching Link, and his outfit and stuff actually had way more details and layers than I was expecting. It always surprises me how much like elements a character actually has that I overlook until I draw the character. That's when I notice all the things I missed. Anyways, I found drawing his face to be really hard because I tried to make him look accurate to his character in the game, but also maintain my own art style, which is something I struggled in this video, I feel. Like, personally, I think the art is a bit too heavily inspired and I should have taken some creative liberties here and there, made the characters look more like my style. But it's okay, honestly. This is my first time drawing this character, so it's bound to look a little bit stiff. Anyways, at this point, I was done drawing Link, so I cut out the excess paper from around him because I really wanted the tan textured paper to show throughout this page. And then I started working on the next drawing, which was this cuckoo bird. I think that's what it's called. The minute I saw this bird while playing Legend of Zelda, I knew I had to draw it because not only is the shape super cute, but the color scheme is really nice. I really love it. On the topic of playing Legend of Zelda, I started summer of 2022, but I'm still not done. I just have the final boss to defeat. But throughout the filming of this video, I actually did so much progress. Like, while I was procrastinating on this video, I got the energy to defeat the, what's it called? The lizard guy, and also do a bunch of side quests and find the Master Sword. So that was really funny to me. Also, a little interruption here. The character that I'm drawing here on screen right now is Beetle, and I absolutely love Beetle. His character design is so cute, and I just love all the details that he's carrying on his back. I had no idea that the thing on his back was some sort of sea creature, like a fish or something. I just never noticed it. It looked like a tree to me or something. But that was so funny to realize while drawing him. Anyways, besides Beetle, love that guy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I did so much progress while procrastinating on this video. The amount of shrines that I had to do was insane just to get the Master Swords because I needed a couple more hearts. But yeah, that was so boring, but it was a nice brainless activity to do. And I discovered a lot of new places. Like, every time I think I've seen everything, it always surprises me. There's this like whole island that was super creepy. It's like this metal box. That was insane. Anyways, on screen here, I'm drawing Hestu, which is that spirit guy who needed the Korok seeds, if I remember right. Oh yeah, and some footage was lost, but it's okay. But there's a little jump there in the sketch. I added his cute little tote bag. And yeah, he's such a cute character. He reminded me of, what's it called? Not Leek. He reminded me of... Okay, I had to rack my brain for a couple seconds, but he reminds me of bok choy. That's the vegetable. I love his color scheme. I love everything about him. And I actually drew him with a friend of mine. The same friend who introduced me to Legend of Zelda. So it was a really cute moment. Anyways, after sketching and cutting out Hestu, I took a little sketching break and decided to swatch out all the colors and start the coloring process. So here I am swatching out all the markers. This was all still with my friend. Like, she came over for an art session because we do those occasionally. And so I asked if she'd be down to do a Legend of Zelda themed one since I was so behind on this video. And yeah, it was super cute, especially since she's also a huge Legend of Zelda fan. So it worked out really nicely. So yeah, we both decided to draw Hestu, and I don't know if she finished her painting of Hestu yet. Last I heard, she was giving up on it. So if you guys could bully her in the comment section to finish her drawing, that would be amazing. Anyways, I finished watching all the colors. The color selection was amazing, and we were both impressed by the texture of the paint markers. I also tested out blending here, and it was good, but I don't recommend blending too much because you might destroy the nib of your pen. So after swatching all the colors, it was time to start the coloring process. Now, I was really nervous to start. We were both nervous to paint our Hestus. But yeah, I was so nervous to just go in opaque with what's it called? Paint markers. So I brought out some watercolors. These are Kuretake watercolors. And I also brought out a palette from my Etcher watercolor set because the Kuretake watercolors don't have a palette to mix on. But yeah, I brought out those two, and I decided to go in with a layer of watercolor first and then layer on top of it with the paint markers. Now, I have to admit, this really helped me with my nerves concerning coloring the character, because watercolor is a medium I'm comfortable with and I feel like I could trust, you know? And also, I didn't really have to worry about staying within certain shapes because I knew that I'd just go on top of it with the opaque acrylic markers and, you know, just cover any mistakes up. Also, the Kurotake watercolors have an opaque quality to them. It's not super opaque like gouache, but it's pretty opaque compared to other more transparent watercolors. So that was another nice aspect about it. I feel like because of this opaque quality, it blended a lot nicer with the acrylic markers that I added later on. Like the textures didn't clash as much as it could have. Because honestly, I don't really see people using acrylic and watercolor together very often. But yeah, here I am doing just that. This is when I started layering the acrylic markers on top. At first, it didn't make much of an impact, but then I started going in bold, which was very, very scary. I cannot stress enough how scary this was, especially using the dark colors and then furiously trying to lighten it later on. Because of the limited color palette, it really was like an exercise of sorts, a brain exercise. I had to use my noggin and just decide which color was close enough and how dark to go, how how I'm lagging, how not dark to go. Yeah. And also, oh my god, adding the shadows in these cute, weird little shades that at first I thought looked horrific, but then looked really nice. Adding those shadows hit so hard. It was heavenly. I really enjoyed watching it come together. Now, this leaf though on his face around his nose was so hard to do. Very annoying because I couldn't get the right shade of green, but overall I'm happy with how it ended up looking. Honestly though, the limited colors, especially with the greens, made it so hard to get Hestu right because he has a lot of different shades of green. Basically, I just had to add several different shades on top of each other to achieve the right color. So for the shadows, it ended up looking super blue, but then I layered on top of it this really dark brown color and some more greens. And yeah, eventually it looked alright. It has like this bubble art effect because I just kept layering and layering lighter shades on top of the darker ones and then darker on top of the lighter and just messing around with it like that. But I like how it turned out, and that dark brown color seriously carried. Like, I used it everywhere. Also, I feel like it's a good color theory practice because it shows that colors look different depending on what color they're next to. So that was really interesting. Anyways, next up was Beetle. And like, unlike Hestu, coloring Beetle with acrylic markers was pure hell. This was tortured. This was self-hate right here. There's so many colors, so many details, so many things going on. It was insane to choose Beetle to draw. And I really, really suffered with this. It was so hard to start. I think I like burned a couple of days just staring at it before starting. I finally bit the bullet and started, and yeah, it was just so tough. Despite it being hard, I don't hate the way he looks. Okay, here he looks a little messed up, but that's just because it needs line art. So it was a very long trust the process kind of thing. I panicked and started doing the face real quick because I was scared. But yeah, it was trust the moment kind of thing. Trust the process kind of moment. And it definitely took a lot of effort and planning. Like, I had to have a strategy of what color to use where. Yeah, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie. And this was a crazy medium to use for this kind of thing. Also, I went in straight with acrylic markers because I realized a layer of watercolor underneath did not do that much of a difference. It was mainly just to lessen the pressure, but for this one, I just went straight in with markers because it would be crazy to do all the colors with watercolor and then redo all those colors with acrylic markers on top. That would be crazy. So yeah, I just winged it, jumped right in, and it turned out okay. Now, my one complaint about how Beetle turned out, and I promise I'm not self-hating, this is just an observation, The colors turned out really, really flat. Like, he just looks flat, kind of, and it looks nothing like my style. But I think that's just the medium at work here. But I didn't really like it, you know? I kind of want to draw him again, but this time with watercolors and make him really look like my style, kind of. I keep repeating that point. But yeah, it's just important. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do some more Legend of Zelda fan art in the future. This is not gonna be the only video, at least I'm hoping. It's not gonna be the only video. I'll have other opportunities, and that's something I had to tell myself a lot, especially while coloring Link here on screen. That scared me so bad. Adding the shadow to his face, yeah, and then I did it again. Oh my god, that's actually traumatizing to look like. Look at. Probably both. Anyways, that scared me so much. I had to use a different shade to do the shadow on his face to match like his lighter skin tone. But damn, that was scary. I thought I ruined it, and I really liked that sketch, so I was gonna cry. Anyways, painting Link was very, very scary. As you could see from my reaction watching this, I was like, what the hell am I doing? Anyways, he turned out okay though. So, spoiler alert, I do not destroy him, which was really great. I was so happy that I did not destroy him. But again, he just looked so different from my usual style. The urge to do this like watercolor, like, I don't know, not even watercolor. Even with gouache, he would have turned out different. Like the colors, I would have chosen different colors. I would have done fancy lighting. But because it was with acrylic markers, I felt I was kind of limited. Anyways, the limited color palette of this 60 color set got way too much because you really can't blend, to be honest. So I pulled up some older sets of ARRTX Acrylic Markers. It's the same brand, you know, same markers, same brand. So I didn't think it would be too big of a deal to mix and match. And yeah, I used some more purples. Like the really vibrant purple I used on the sword hilt was from a different brand, from a different set. And I think I got some new blues, or maybe I used the blues from the actual 60 color set. I forget. I do know for a fact that I brought in some new browns and I brought in the purples. So yeah. Anyways, one thing I can say for sure, I really enjoyed adding the shadows to his shirt because that was very low pressure. The shadows to the sword drove me crazy because it's not the exact shade I wanted, and it is a bit darker than I was hoping it would be. But it's okay. The shirt was so fun, especially the sleeve here. That was really enjoyable, and I feel like the shade of green for the stripes is so close to the actual shade. I was very happy. And also, because it's acrylic markers, adding patterns is so easy. It's such a fun medium to use for patterns and details. So that's why I really like these acrylic markers. I just don't like doing full-on illustrations with them because it makes me panic. But again, this was a very nice learning experience. Now, here's the point where I start doing the line art and saving it. Basically, reviving all the details. And I felt such happiness and calmness during this stage. It brought me so much joy to bring back to life all the creases and the eyes, especially the face and everything. So yeah, colored pencils mixed with this medium was pretty good. There was some scratchiness, like I noticed. Like sometimes it was hard to layer on top of the acrylic markers, but not often. Like for the majority of it, it was okay to layer on top. And then I saved Beetle over here, as you can see. This is really sped up. I'm just realizing this, but I'm too lazy to like slow it down. Sorry guys. Also, slowing it down means babbling more. And yeah, I don't think I can babble more. There's not much to say, you know? I just used tons of colors of colored pencils. See, I'm already trying to fill like a word limit here. It feels that way sometimes. Anyways, I lined Beetle and Link, but I did not line up Hestu because I felt like he was just perfect the way he was. I was really happy with Hestu. I feel like Hestu is my favorite thing that came out of this video. Actually, no, something else comes out later. But yeah, then I started coloring in the cuckoo bird, and this was so fun, I have to admit. Like, you see, simple animals like this, like simple shapes, not too many details, like no full-on outfits or like human faces or skin tones. I feel like that's what I enjoy doing with these markers. Like this bird was so fun to color in with these markers because I had all the colors I needed and it's like such a simple shape. But yeah, adding all the little feather highlights in lighter and darker tones and, you know, just texture here and there was really fun with the markers as well. Anyways, after the cuckoo bird, I freehanded the ZELDA logo. This was really fun. I'm glad I didn't sketch it out with pencil and I just went for it because it saved me time and, you know, it turned out all right, just freehand. After that, I went over the edges with this darker purple shade just to make the letters look 3D. Anyways, here is when I started drawing my favorite thing in this video, which is the radish. I love the colors. I love how the colors turned out. I love how simple the shape is. And I love that I didn't have to sketch it. So it was just, you know, freehanding with the markers. That's, you know, that's what I feel like I want to use these markers for. Just cute little objects here and there that don't require lots of colors. The limited palette works for them. And yeah. Love the radish, huge fan. And then I drew this flower. I forget what it's called. I think the Hylian herb or something. I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names. But I drew that yellow flower thingy, herb thingy. And then I added a bunch of stars as usual. I wish I came up with something more creative than stars that would match the Legend of Zelda theme. But my brain was empty at this point. Oh, and then I forgot to film a huge chunk, but basically I added washi tape to the page to fill in all the blank areas, and it really saved it because the page was kind of looking sad and empty, but the washi tape was an amazing touch. The flower washi tape, the thinner one, was from ARRTX, surprisingly, and then the brown grid one was from Stationary Pal. But yeah, after that, I just added some final touches. I lined the cuckoo bird and a couple other things with colored pencils. And I think that was pretty much it for this page. Okay, so at this point, my desk was becoming a mess. So I bought this wooden box thingy and sorted all my ARRTX acrylic marker sets. So like all 3 sets that I owned, I put them into one thing. That way it's just easy to access. I can use it anytime. I can put it on my desk. It looks aesthetically pleasing and the colors are sorted. So yeah, I was really happy about this. It looked super cute and it hyped me up to finish up this last page. So yeah, here I am mapping out the colors for what I had planned on this page. I wanted to do a desert landscape, so I mapped out all the colors. So that was the color for the sand. And then over here, I'm mapping out the colors for something. I forget what. Oh, the clouds, right. And here, I'm pretty sure I'm mapping out the sky. Yeah, sky. And then the cactus, and yeah, the cactus had the cacti had flowers on them. So yeah, this was a Legend of Zelda background from the desert place. What's it called again? Okay, this is embarrassing. Gerudo Desert. Gerudo or Gerudo. Something like that. Anyways, I wanted to do this desert landscape because it was simple. Not because I wanted to. Just because it was simple and I felt like it would be feasible. It was still so hard to do. But I wanted to do one Legend of Zelda landscape at least, and this was the only one that seemed possible with my limited color palette and the lack of blendability. So yeah, I struggled through sky. Well, actually, you know what? The sky and clouds were not that bad. The sand drove me insane, but the cacti were really fun to do. That was saving grace, honestly, of all of this. And then I had fun adding the cute little pink flowers here and there. I tried saving the sand with these shadows, and I think it really helped, honestly. I would apply the acrylic marker and then quickly rub it to blend with my finger, and it worked for the most part. I think I saved it because for a time there, the sand looked really, really scary. But yeah, here I just added some stars with a posca pen, but don't tell anyone. That's our little secret. You could pretend it was an ARRTX marker if it helps. And here I added a mushroom. Oh yeah, the Hylian mushroom, I hope. And here is the heart of a Bokoblin. This is so shameful. I'm gonna put the correct name of the creature, the monster, on screen, but it's basically just a monster heart of those little monsters. I hate them so much because they have really good accuracy and some of them are super strong. But yeah. Anyways, this mushroom and the heart really opened my heart to these markers because they were so, again, simple shapes. I was able to like use the colors that I had and I just freehanded it. There was no need for sketching. There was no crazy hyper detail. I was able to just make up the details as I go with the markers. So the hearts had all these squiggly lines and patterns and shadows, and you know, it was just fun to freehand. Any mistakes I made could easily be covered up by lighter markers or darker markers, whatever was needed. So yeah, I really enjoyed the process for these two objects, and I feel like they really pop and stand out on the page. I love the colors, and yeah, it was a really cute way to end the video, you know? I added some colored pencils around it and even a few details within, but I like the little scratchy effect at the edge of each object. Makes it look really cute. Added some squiggly lines and then just more washi tape to make it cohesive with the previous page. I also added stars because at this point the stars were a thing. But yeah, that was pretty much it for this sketchbook spread. Alright, so I'm finally done all the art for this video. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how the spread turned out. It's pretty cute. I like the vibe. My favorite thing is this radish because, I don't know, it looks so cute. I love how it turned out. Now, I honestly really love these ARRTX markers. I even put them in this cute wooden thing here because I'm definitely going to be keeping it on my desk and using it in my sketchbook. Now, the only thing though is I don't think I'll be going this intense and this detail oriented with these markers. I think I'll mostly use these markers for backgrounds and, you know, fun stuff like the mushroom, the heart, and the radish over here, because those were really fun to do. You know, I didn't sketch it out. I just went straight in with the markers, and I feel like that's the best way to use them, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, I highly recommend these markers. The quality is good, they're opaque, they're vibrant. The nibs do get scratchy sometimes and damaged, unfortunately. So that's the main con in my opinion, but they still work, even when the nib is scratchy and whatever. A couple of these colors, I forget which ones, but a couple of them, the ink doesn't smoothly come out anymore. They used to, but they don't anymore. So if you're using them and if you're blending them, I highly recommend scratching all the color out. If it blends into a different color, you really need to scratch the color out, otherwise it will block the pen. Anyways, a huge thank you to ARRTX for sending the markers over. I really appreciate it, and they were really fun to experiment with. If you'd like to check out the markers, not just the set that I got in this video, but all their products and stuff like that, I'll have all the details in the description of this video. Now, they did have some discount codes, but I'm so crazy late with this video that all the discount codes expired. Yeah, very, very unprofessional of me, not gonna lie. I feel so bad about it, but I'm gonna message them soon and, you know, see if they have any other deals going on at the moment, and I'll include those codes in the description with everything else. Now, the products are available on Amazon, but they're also available on, one second, let me check again. Oh yeah, AliExpress. They're available on AliExpress globally. So on Amazon, they may not be available in your country, but AliExpress probably has them. Anyways, I think that's it for today's video. I'm not going to be announcing when the next video is coming out because it never works. It just, you know, I need to give myself time to get used to making videos again. I feel like my expectations in my previous video were so high. I was like, okay, this is my breakthrough video, and nothing happened for a month. It's okay though, it happens, you know. I do want to do another Legend of Zelda type video, this time with maybe a huge background, because there's a couple background screenshots that I have that I really, really want to paint. So that might be coming out sometime this year or decade. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the video, so this paper is so good. I loved using this paper for the acrylic markers, but the acrylic markers work on all surfaces from what I've experienced. Yeah, that's all I have to ramble about. I'll see you guys in the next video whenever that happens to come out. Bye!